Hello everyone and welcome to another mod dino showcase. Today we're taking a look at what's probably the most powerful boss army mount that you can find on the Ascended mod shop, the Deinotherium. The Deinotherium is one of the largest creatures that you can have in the game, towering over its cousin the Mammoth. But in our Will It Boss series we had some problems thanks to the Mammoth's size. It was almost impossible to teleport 19 Mammoths in the Dragon Arena. And they had a hard time trying to surround the dragon thanks to their size. So is it really a good thing that these guys are even bigger? We'll find out today. Now before we start the video, I want to run a little test that will help you understand why I think the Deinotherium is indeed the best boss creature available in the game. Let's say you want to face one of the Guardians, the Broodmother for example, and you have to choose between two armies, one with 20 dinos and one with 10 dinos. However, if we add up the stats of all dinos in each army, both armies have the exact same total health and DPS. I want you to pause the video right now and go to the comment section and comment down if you think both armies will perform the same. You've done that? Good. We'll talk about this when we get to the boss fighting part of the video. But first, let's see how we can tame the Deinotherium, and why would you want to tame it? First, let's take a look at the stats of the Deinotherium. Well, saying these are impressive would be an understatement. 2100 base health is incredible for a creature with 550 drag weight. For context, this is even more than the Brontosaur, which cannot be used in boss fights. The base damage is impressive as well. At 100, the Deinotherium is on par with the Mosasaur. But even more impressive is its attack speed. At level 1, with regular 175 melee multiplier, the Deinotherium deals 301 DPS. That's incredible. A Rex under the same settings deals a merely 130 DPS. Looking at the other stats, the stamina at first might seem slightly above average, but the Deinotherium's stamina consumption is much better compared to other large creatures in the game. The beast can either fight or walk for quite some time before it runs out of stamina. Its decent movement speed and good weight stats make the Deinotherium a good beast of burden. Too bad there is no platform saddle, though I suppose the creature is OP enough at this point. However, when it comes to balance, some drastic measures were taken regarding the taming method for these guys. First, in order to tame one, you need to be level 95. Second, they always spawn in packs, and you have to separate the one you want from the rest of its pack. Theoretically, you can try and tame it right there with the others. You can even try to tame more at once. But once you've tamed one, the next time the feeding minigame starts for the other Deinotheriums, they will become hostile immediately unless you remove the tamed Deinotherium from their area. Now you can separate your desired Deinotherium by either killing the other pack members, or if there are more high level Deinotheriums that you want from the pack, you can use a Rhinognatha to separate them. By the time you get to level 95, you might actually have one. Once you're alone with the Deinotherium, the taming process starts. To tame this thing, you need to feed it beer. Approach the beast and wait for it to sniff the air and then take a stance. You need to look at its ears and trunks. If the ears are closed near its head, or if the trunk stays curled up, do not approach the Deinotherium. Back off and wait for it to sniff the air once again. Now that the trunk is straight and the ears are open, you have to wait for two of the three different animations, the ear flap and the two types of trunk wiggle. Once you get two of those, approach the beast and feed it beer. If you don't wait for two different animations, you will get smacked, but you won't lose any taming effectiveness. And they do calm down pretty fast if you do have beer in your hotbar. Feed beer until tamed. It's a bit difficult, but by the time you're level 95, you probably have a flyer and can afford a beer barrel. Now that we've figured how to tame one, we should take a look at their special abilities and mechanics. But before that, I want to proudly present you the new banner and icon of the channel. This change is part of my attempt to increase the channel's quality in 2024, and it was made possible thanks to Blue Glue. He's an independent graphic designer that can help you take your YouTube channel or social media presence to the next level. He can basically do anything for you, from channel icons or custom emotes to video editing and custom intros for your channel, or even 3D stuff. Communication with him is great as he keeps you updated on the current progress of your order and will frequently ask you for your input to make the final result perfect for your need. I would 100% work with him again. But if you're still not convinced, you can go ahead and check the reviews on his Fiverr profile. I've added links to both his Fiverr and Instagram in the description where you can check more of his work. And since I'm a happy customer, I think you'll see more of his work on this channel. Back to the Deinotherium. First, they have very good movement for a large herbivore. Being able to move sideways, rotate on the spot and rotate during attack animation. Targeting an attack to the sides will result in a more powerful hit, but the overall DPS drops compared to your regular front-facing stomps. The right click is a trunk smash attack, with great damage but with a 2-second cooldown. On control you have a very cool aesthetic roar, but that's not the only roar. Deinotheriums, depending on their gender, get a different type of buff roar. The males get a 15% damage boosting buff, while the females get a 5% damage resistance buff that can be stacked up to 3 times by 3 different females. But there's a downside to all of this. You cannot have more than 1 male in your Deinotherium pack, otherwise the roar won't work. They will do less damage and they will even refuse some commands. So yeah, never bring more than 1 male to your army. Oh yeah, on top of that, the male does get a pack leader buff. Almost forgot about this one. Okay, now that we've seen their abilities, let's talk about utility. First, it is a great harvester and transport dino. With the first attack it can harvest berries and fiber, while the second attack gets wood and a bit of thatch. It has much better weight than the mammoth and has the exact same weight reduction perks, but the mammoth will collect wood and thatch much faster, since the Deinotherium is limited by the 2-second cooldown. Second, it is a very good PvP dino, with great health, great damage and bonus damage versus carnivores, that also has some damage reduction perks for turrets and siege weapons. Compared to other large dinos, it can damage stone, but not metal. But the main use in my opinion is against bosses. Remember our little test with the 2 armies? Well, the answer to that question is, it depends. Most of the times, the army with fewer but stronger dinos would perform better. We could even let the other army deal 25% more damage overall. And in a lot of situations, the stronger dino's army would still be better. That's mainly because bosses in Ark have massive AoE attacks, and that affects more the smaller but numerous creatures. If the bosses would hit just 1 creature at a time, there would still be cases where the more numerous army would perform better. But in Ark, in most cases, quality should give you a better result over quantity. The Deinotherium is an absolute beast when it comes to bosses. But because of their size, I was able to bring only 11, which is still 1 better than I was expecting. You could combine them with smaller high DPS creatures if you want, like bears or wolves for maximum efficiency. Just to show you their power, I'm gonna smash the Megapithecus in record time. But this thing is a dragon tier dino. Wait, what the? I lost the Deinotherium to the Megapithecus? What the hell, guys? The script clearly says dragon boss fighting dino. Turns out I underestimated the importance of a good saddle, again. Unfortunately, there is no way to get higher quality saddles for the Deinotherium without using a saddle upgrade mod, or messing with the loot drop contents using beacon. This basically renders the Deinotherium useless as a dragon tier boss dino. But if you're one of the 30,000 active players of Ark Survival Evolved, no worries, you can get good saddles in that one. You just have to beat the Savage Acro. Good luck. But I promised you a crazy good dragon boss tier dino. So here it is, the Ceratosaurus. Don't believe me? Check this out. There's so much heal going on that we can actually counter the percentage based damage, which is crazy. If you've seen the Ceratosaurus episode on my Will It Boss series, you were probably expecting this. But if you still don't know how this is possible, check out the video on the end screen. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Spartacus out.